Today, we are in the midst of a technological revolution that is fundamentally changing our world, reshaping how we communicate, access information, and purchase goods and services. As the central bank of the United States, the Federal Reserve is charged with promoting monetary and financial stability and the safety and efficiency of the payment system. In pursuit of these core functions, we have been carefully monitoring and adapting to the technological innovations now transforming the world of payments, finance, and banking. The effective functioning of our economy requires that people have faith and confidence not only in the dollar, but also in the payment networks, banks, and other payment service providers that allow money to flow on a daily basis. Our focus is on ensuring a safe and efficient payment system that provides broad benefits to American households and businesses while also embracing innovation. In the Fed's early days, the development of dedicated telegraph wires facilitated the transfer of funds between banks. In the 1980s, automated clearinghouse services made it possible for electronic bill payments to be an alternative to paper checks. In 2019, the Federal Reserve committed to building the FedNow service, which will enable banks to provide real-time or instant payments to their customers around the clock, 365 days a year, benefiting communities across America. Recently, the rise of distributed ledger technology, which offers a new approach to recording ownership of assets, has allowed for the creation of a range of new financial products and services, including cryptocurrencies. To date, cryptocurrencies have not served as a convenient way to make payments, given, among other factors, their swings in value. Nonetheless, coins tied to the value of the dollar or another currency, known as stablecoins, have emerged as a new way to make payments. These stablecoins aim to use new technologies in a way that has the potential to enhance payments efficiency, speed up settlement flows, and reduce end-user costs. But they may also carry potential risks to those users and to the broader financial system. For example, although the value of a stablecoin may be tied to the value of a dollar, these coins may not come with the same protections as traditional means of payment, such as physical currency or the deposits in your bank account. Therefore, as stablecoins' use increases, so must our attention to the appropriate regulatory and oversight framework. This includes paying attention to private sector payments innovators who are currently not within the traditional regulatory arrangements applied to banks, investment firms, and other financial intermediaries. Technological advances also offer new possibilities to central banks, including the Fed. In particular, technology now enables the development and issuance of central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. A CBDC is a new type of central bank liability issued in digital form. While various structures and technologies might be used, a CBDC could be designed for use by the general public. For the past several years, the Federal Reserve has been exploring the potential benefits and risks of CBDCs from a variety of angles, including through technological research and experimentation. Our key focus is on whether and how a CBDC could improve on an already safe, effective, dynamic, and efficient U.S. domestic payment system. We think it is important that any potential CBDC would serve as a complement to, and not a replacement of, cash and current private sector digital forms of the dollar, such as deposits at commercial banks. The design of a CBDC would raise important monetary policy, financial stability, consumer protection, legal and privacy considerations, and will require careful thought and analysis, including input from the public and elected officials. To help stimulate broad conversation, the Federal Reserve Board will issue a discussion paper this summer outlining our current thinking on digital payments, with a particular focus on the benefits and risks associated with CBDC in the U.S. context. As part of this process, we will ask for public comment on issues related to payments, financial inclusion, data privacy, and information security. We are committed at the Federal Reserve to hearing a wide range of voices on this important issue before making any decision on whether and how to move forward with a U.S. CBDC, taking account of the broader risks and opportunities it could offer. The paper represents the beginning of what will be a thoughtful and deliberative process. Irrespective of the conclusion we ultimately reach, we expect to play a leading role in developing international standards for CBDCs, engaging actively with central banks in other jurisdictions, as well as regulators and supervisors here in the United States throughout that process. The Federal Reserve remains committed to ensuring that the public has access to a safe, reliable, and secure payment system. Our forthcoming paper on the evolution of digital payments is intended, along with our other work as supervisor, regulator, and payment system operator, to advance the objective of ensuring that the payment system and the economy work for all Americans. We look forward to hearing your thoughts on this important topic.
You know, it was just another conspiracy, right? About central bank digital currencies and moving away from the dollar and transitioning into a new financial system. You know, that's just been conspiracies I've been speaking for the last year, right? The man literally called this the evolution of digital payments. A new type of central bank currency. Central bank digital currencies. CBDCs. The man's telling you that it will be a complement, not a replacement to cash. And I'm here to tell you that's a lie. We hear him talking about the rise of distributed ledger technology and ownership of assets. Well, who do we know working on distributed ledger technology? Ripple. He talks about real-time, instant payments around the clock, 24/7, 365, 366 on leap year. Who do we know that allows payments and liquidity movement like that? Ripple. Comes out here and he tells you that they've been testing this for years. Mind you, they never let you know when they started. And how a discussion paper is coming out this summer, you guys. Summer is almost here. About how they would like input from us, the people. Since when? On the possibility of issuing this digital currency. And they talk about how it does not have the same protection as traditional payment methods and traditional payment systems like cash and their currency, the Federal Reserve note. Because as they see an increase, they'll be forced to regulate. And we're talking about an increase in demand of those stable coins he was talking about. Another conspiracy, right? They'd never use these things. So as they liquidated the market yesterday, and as they stole the funds of 775,000 individuals, margin traders, $8.6 billion worth while they was buying that dip yesterday because exchanges were shut down. Hurting the retail investor. They were buying the dip yesterday. Getting ready to usher us into this new paradigm shift. The evolution of money. That I've been out here warning you about for well over a year now. This was just conspiracy, I spoke. Well, let me tell you something. Ripple's on a mission and they cannot be stopped. Nothing can stop what is coming. Nothing. We know Ripple has already made a private ledger for these central banks. See, I pay attention to every single detail about our investment. I had my eyes glued to the screen for what's going on a few years now. And to witness every single thing come into fruition and in real time, reaching the climax of our moment. As retail investors are running out of time to buy at these exceptional low prices. You see, when we finally receive utility, when we finally receive regulatory clarity and have the green light, you'll never see wealth and money made in the history of mankind like when the XRP bull run truly begins. And I do not say this lightly. We know Ripple is the internet of value, supplying on-demand liquidity through any corridor of the world in the blink of an eye, 24/7, 365, micro, macro payments. We know it's environmentally friendly, efficient, sustainable, viable, cost-efficient, scalable, and it's instant. The only bridge currency, the only synthetic hegemonic currency. The future of currency. We know this. And we also know that Rosie Rios did not put her credibility on the line. A former treasurer coming from the Treasury to be the board, to sit on the board of directors with Ripple. Her name is literally on all the damn money. And we hear her talk about in 2014 right here in this video about how she's talking about this was the last denomination of that particular form of currency. And we also hear her talk about her new job and how she gets to design the future of currency. And we see her sitting on Ripple's board. It must be a large coincidence.
You may know that our new $100 note is in circulation. You may know that today we just started selling uncut sheets of that new $100 note. And just in the last few hours, there have been over $300,000 in sales for those sheets. So there is demand. It's great to see there is demand still for collecting these great works of art. Today will be the first time I ever sign an uncut sheet, so I don't know who that first person is, but you are very lucky. And I'm, again, very proud to be part of that. Making American history is what I call it. We are making American history every day. And for those of you who don't know, the next gen $100 note is the last denomination of that particular family of notes. We're working on the future generation of currency. So that is my other job. I'm the chair of the Advanced Counterfeit Deterrence Steering Committee. So as the chair, I oversee the collaborative effort of designing future currency and all the security features that are incorporated into that. And that all goes to the Secretary of the Treasury for final decision. So I'm very proud, again, to be part of that process.
Oh, that's so bullish. That just lights a fire up in me. I'm telling you, gets me excited about where I hold my money. I know her name's on all the damn money. Do you want to know what she says about the future of cryptocurrency? Well, I'll show you.
What do you think about cryptocurrency as a form of currency?
Well, I think the train's already left the station in terms of cryptocurrency. You may or may not know that I just joined the board of Ripple, and the reason why I chose to join that board is, in my opinion, one of the few cryptocurrency options out there that has a credible and legitimate use. So financial institutions use it to settle cross-border payments.
What
Did you hear that? Let's watch that
Let's
one more
watch it
time.
again.
Do you think about cryptocurrency as a form of currency?
Well, I think the train's already left the station in terms of cryptocurrency. You may or may not know that I just joined the board of Ripple, and the reason why I chose to join that board is, in my opinion, one of the few cryptocurrency options out there that has a credible and legitimate use. So financial institutions use it to settle cross-border payments.
Okay.
And she tells you that the train's already left this station. She also tells you the reason why she joined Ripple is because they've got a credible and a real use case behind them. That just makes me really foolish. And you wonder why I'm so foolish. Because we're making life-changing generational wealth. And I'm here to tell you the window of opportunity is closing. And that there will never be nothing worse on this planet than a person who knew about XRP but didn't buy XRP. And I do not say that lightly. You're someone that's thinking XRP can't reach 50K, 10K, $1,000 one day. Well, then you're someone that's truly not understanding the setting of the world after a post-collapsed economy of all markets, stocks, crypto, etc. It really doesn't take a rocket scientist to find out how all the world's money will flow through RippleNet. Enjoy this little short 3-minute video of them talking about Jerome Powell and this central bank digital currency issuance today. Because we have our warning. And this was the green light. They don't give a fuck what you say about this during the summer with their little discussion paper. You saw how they stole our country. They'll say they got enough people wanting this. Wanting that poverty. And them negative interest rates. And them other god-awful things that come with these central bank digital currencies that Jerome Powell's not out here telling you about. So you can wait for him to come tuck you in at night and tell you everything's going to be okay. But let me tell you this. You got a better chance I fucking do that.
Hey, Tyler, the Federal Reserve announcing it's taking another step at looking at the possibility of issuing a central bank digital currency, saying it's going to issue a paper. And that paper will be issued this summer that will focus on the benefits and risks of a central bank digital currency. The Fed's going to ask for public comment on whether or if it should do this thing and what the risks are. And Chair Powell saying in a video release that the Fed made available along with this statement that this represents the beginning of a thoughtful and deliberative process when it comes to thinking about a central bank digital currency. He does not say, for the record, the Fed has reached a conclusion to issue one. But here's some quick sound from what the chairman released in his video.
We are committed at the Federal Reserve to hearing a wide range of voices on this important issue before making any decision on whether and how to move forward with a U.S. CBDC, taking account of the broader risks and opportunities it could offer.
He also says the CBDC should be designed for general public use and should be a complement, not a replacement for cash. So, Kelly, hard to know exactly how big of a step this is. The Fed has been thinking about issuing a CBDC for quite some time, but now it's going to issue this paper, and that paper will be coming out in the summer.
Steve, it's interesting to look at what's happening in China with some of the experiments they've been running with digital currency. It might make it harder for our Fed because obviously China can do more tracking of citizens' use of the currency. They can use monetary tools that our Fed might want to pursue, like putting an expiration date, for instance, on currency when they're trying to stimulate the economy. But it does seem like they'll have to face down concerns on a number of different fronts and maybe clearly delineate what a digital currency can and can't do.
You've got that absolutely right. There are major privacy concerns that come with this kind of currency. And by the way, the Federal Reserve has this thing called Congress that it ostensibly works for that would have to approve of such a thing. Unclear what the public temperature is for this sort of thing. So we're kind of trying to look. The way I describe this, Kelly, is the Fed is the main train that takes you from your suburbs to your city. All of a sudden, over time, these other trains the tracks have been laid down on the side. So there's this Bitcoin train, this other train that are kind of promising sort of to do the same thing. And the Fed's trying to figure out how much of a threat and how much of this new technology it needs to be on board with. And it's kind of inching its way, trying to slow walk this thing. But the technology is moving faster, I think, than the Fed is ready for.
In terms of our competition with other countries for being a dominant player in cryptocurrency, where do we fit? Are we behind the Chinese? Are we behind others but ahead of some? What?
I understand the Bank of England is doing a similar study as this. I think we're behind China. And one of the things that Powell makes a point of is that we will be part. I want to find this exact comment here. It came towards the end of the speech where he said, we're going to make sure we keep pace internationally with what's going on with standards. I'll read you this. Irrespective of the conclusion we ultimately reach, we expect, as in the Fed, to play a leading role in developing international standards for CBDCs, engaging actively with central banks and other jurisdictions as well as regulators and supervisors. So they don't want to be left behind. And yes, I think, Tyler, it's fair to say we're somewhat behind some of the other countries out there.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching.
Take care. God bless, guys. Until the next one. Just a quick short tonight.